Hey there, thank you so much for choosing the Blogging Relationships video bundle. I believe blogging relationships are super important. And if you're an introvert like me, that can give you a little anxiety. Trust me, I get it. I remember in the very beginning, people would say, oh, blogging and building relationships with other bloggers is so important. And I would think to myself, oh my gosh, like, that freaks me out, thinking about how I have to be friends with like so many people, and do I have to meet up with them? And no, that's not what that means. So if you have anxiety with that, leave it at the curb. The beautiful thing about building relationships as a blogger is that we get to be behind our computers. We get to wear our yoga pants or not shower for 2 days. And we can still build relationships with other bloggers. And it's a little easier than a face-to-face relationship. Now, what's kind of ironic and interesting to me is that a lot of bloggers are introverts. Now, if you're not an introvert, I'm not saying you should be, but it's just an interesting fact that I've come across through blogging, and I think it's great because it's a way that we can get that social aspect in our human lives and desires without actually having to be face-to-face with someone. So there's just something comforting knowing that we can build relationships and fill that social need that we all have as humans, no matter what level you have a need for. But it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Now, building relationships as a blogger can be super beneficial. And truly, I mean, that's why you're here watching this video. You want to know how to build relationships, ultimately because you want to grow your blog and you want to build your network so you can build relationships so you guys can share each other's stuff and hopefully increase your readership. You guys can team up and do blog posts together and kind of piggyback off of each other just to have some fresh new content from a different angle. There's tons of reasons. And what I'm going to go over in this video is how you can build relationships and the benefits behind that. So one of the first things is engaging. Now, in the blogger world, we use the word engaging so much. I mean, it's just engagement, engaging with others. It's a word that's overused, but I'm speaking blogging language in these videos. So engage with the blogger that you want to build a relationship with. So as we all do, I mean, we start somewhere wanting to start our own blog, right? More than likely, we see another blogger that we enjoy following. We like seeing what they do. We like seeing that they make money doing it, or whatever that may be. You more than likely saw a blogger that you enjoy following. And you may be thinking to yourself, I would love to team up and build a relationship with her or him. And that maybe, we can team up on a post together, or maybe he'd share my stuff, or she would share my online store, or maybe she'd wear my stuff, or whatever it may be. So what I don't want you to get caught in the trap of is never saying anything to this blogger or online figure at all. I want you to engage with them. I want you to comment on their stuff. I want you to send a message. I want you to send an email, and I'm going to go over all of this and give you tips on how to show up and be someone that they remember and that they know. The reason I say I want you to engage with them is because a lot of times bloggers and online influencers or whoever, they receive tons of messages and emails every single day saying, hi, my name is so-and-so and I blog at, and I'm wondering if you can share some of my stuff for me. There's nothing in that connection of, I enjoy what you do. I've been following you for some time. Is there anything I can do for you? A lot of people are all about the take, instead of what can I give them? And in business, nobody's just going to hand you stuff, right? It takes work. It takes relationship building. It takes skill. It takes a lot of stuff. And if you're truly wanting to build a relationship with a blogger, instead of just ask for something, I really recommend that you engage with them. If you see something if you've been following them and you see a post show up in your newsfeed for that blogger, comment on it. Give it a like. Say, I absolutely love what you did here. The recipe looks amazing. Or, my sister would love this. I'm going to tag her. Thank you so much, X blog, for sharing this. Commenting on it, giving it some engagement, tagging them in their own stuff really gets their attention, because if you're thinking about Facebook, one, they're getting a notification that somebody's commented on it, so they're going to see your name. Two, if you tag them in it, they're going to get a second notification. So just think about everything in life. The more you see something, the more you think about it, and the more it becomes familiar to you. So you want them to see your name over and over and over again. Now, I'm not saying be annoying with it and send them 5 emails a day so they see your name, but be gentle with it, but be persistent on the same end of things, that you want them to know who you are. And make sure you do that before you ask them for something. I actually tried this myself just to see what kind of feedback I would get. For instance, there was a video on YouTube of a girl that did hair tutorials, and I just stumbled across her YouTube channel, and I thought, oh, I love the lighting in her videos, and I love the text that she puts on them. I'm going to email her, and I'm going to ask her how she does that. And I thought to myself, Jessica, this is so against what you've ever talked about. This is so against anything you've ever done, but just give it a try. So I emailed her and said, hey, I just came across your video, your YouTube channel today, and I absolutely love the video that you did on beach waves, I think it was. I was wondering if you could tell me what camera you use, what editing software you use, and something else. And I left it at that. I have never received a reply. Now, this could depend on the person. This could be someone who saw it and got distracted and forgot to write back, but I never got a response. And, that just tells me, it just felt icky for me doing it anyway in the first place, but it just goes to show that if you constantly email other bloggers and other people and you're constantly asking for something, or you're asking for something right off the bat and you've never offered anything to them or given them anything, odds are you're not going to get anything in return. So I really encourage you to engage with someone that you've really enjoyed following, and just show up. Show up and be supportive, and just be someone that they remember. Now, if you're commenting on social media stuff, like on Facebook, you may want, if you have the choice between your personal and your blog name, you can choose who you want to be known as. If you're going to message them on a personal level and you want them to know your name, comment as your name. Or if you want them to know your blog, comment as your blog user. So just kind of according to your preference, how you want them to get to know you, just show up, be present. And then when it comes time to reach out to them to ask them if they're interested in building a relationship with you, then that's something that I want to get into detail on in emails and messaging and things like that. So first, allow a little bit of time to show up and engage and support. Okay, so when it becomes time that you feel like you've supported, you've shown up, when it comes time to message and make that connection, I really recommend you either email. Honestly, email is my number one best piece of advice. Facebook messages, Instagram messages, they just get messy, crowded, lost, and that's just a preference on mine, that I prefer to get it in an email, because it's always mine. I always have it. I look at it every day. If I don't have time to read it, I can leave it unread, and it's just a better organization system for me. And I don't get to control what social media does. So social media may change one day to where you lose all your messages, or can't change one to read or unread. So email is just a really great starting point. Most people check their email every day. Okay, so my number one piece of advice for emailing someone that you want to build a relationship with is start in the subject line. You want to get noticed immediately. Make it something that they want to click on. So for instance, you could put, I just love following you so much, ... Like, who wouldn't want to open that and go, who is this person? And that's so sweet. I want to read it, right? So they open up the email, and then start the email with, hi, so-and-so, say their name, comma, my name is Jessica, and I truly just wanted to email you and tell you that I love following you so much. I absolutely love the post that you did on X, because it really helped in this aspect of my life. And ever since then, I've been hooked. Now, I'm not saying feed them a load of crap. I'm telling you, be honest, but highlight and point out the things that you truly do love following them for. Now, I hope you're not just emailing someone that you saw has 1 million followers on Facebook, so you're just hoping to build a relationship. I truly hope you're trying to build a relationship with someone that you thoroughly enjoy following, and not just using them for something, because you're going to get a lot farther reaching out to those that you're building a relationship with if you truly do enjoy following them and engaging and interacting with them. So point out the things that you love following them for, compliment them, And then, honestly, what I really love doing is leaving it at that and having a last sentence in it that says, that's all I wanted for today. Thank you so much again for putting out great content. I wish you the best. Something like that. It's an email where you're not asking for a thing. It's just a quick email. And even if they don't write back, they've seen that name and they've associated it in their mind with something good. See, as bloggers, a lot of times we get a lot of trolls, emails, messages. I disagree with you in this, and I can't believe you did this. So when we get a nice piece of gold in an email that says something good and complimenting, it just melts our heart, right? So be that person for someone. Encourage them, compliment them, and leave it at that. And then maybe as a month or 2 or 3 months go by, maybe reach out to them again, still commenting on their social media. Maybe reach out to them again. Hey, it's me again. Just wanted to let you know that I still enjoy following you, and I was wondering if you ever work with other bloggers on maybe guest posts. If could I write a guest post for you sometime? Or is there anything that I can help you with this course that you've put out, or that blog post that you shared the other day about reaching new moms? Can I share that for you? You don't have to ask permission to share stuff, but you know what? It's a great way to kind of get in there and show that you're supportive and it's offering something to do for them. There have been many times I've reached out to other bloggers and I've said, you know, I really thoroughly enjoyed that blog post that you did, and I know my readers would love it. Is there anywhere that you prefer me to share this? Because I know that they want to see it, and I would love to help benefit you the best way that I can if there's anything that I can do. And of course, I usually write back and say, oh my gosh, yeah, share it anywhere you want, whatever, wherever you want to. And it just goes to show that I care about them, that I'm supporting, I'm sharing something. Sharing something's huge. So always emailing or always offering something when you connect and reach out is a great way to get the attention and build the relationship. Now, here's Gary Vaynerchuk is one of the guys that I follow, and he's always saying jab, 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 right hook. It's the give, 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 take. And, you know, this is where that comes in. You give compliments. You give support. You give sharing. You give, and then it's time to ask. Now, when it becomes time to ask, don't ask for the world. Maybe consider what the other blogger may have to do to give that to you. So if you're just asking to be placed on a group board on their Pinterest, you know, that may be little. But if you're asking them to do a whole blog post on your jewelry, that's a huge deal. So kind of determine, put yourself in their shoes and figure out what's too much and what's crazy to ask for. You know, just be smart about it. Be gentle, be slow, be supportive. Don't just do the boom, give me something, and give me something big. You know, go about it strategically and do the jab, 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 right hook, as Gary Vaynerchuk would say. Now, the last thing I want to say about building relationships with bloggers is guest posting and guest contributing. Guys, that was huge in the beginning of my blogging journey. Blogging for bigger bloggers exposed me to such a bigger audience. And I mean that because whether they shared something on their Facebook page, or they added me to a group Pinterest board that they have, or just the SEO and Google keyword juice from me being able to tag myself on their blog post was huge. And I really recommend, if you're just starting out with blogging, to consider guest posting on other bigger blogger platforms. Now, you may be saying, okay, I'll do it. Now, how do I go about doing that? Well, you could email and ask, like I was just suggesting. That could be one of your, you know, your takes, after you've built up a relationship with someone, say, hey, is there anything I could guest post for you on? You don't have to, it'd be free of charge. It'd be on a topic that you'd want. I'm really good in this area. I would love to offer this for your readers. So you could email. But I would also look in their blog, maybe type in the word contributor in their search bar, or guest post in their search bar, or just go through their tabs on the nav bar to see if you can find anywhere where they're accepting contributors. I'll never forget, I stumbled upon, I didn't stumble because I went looking for it, but there was a big blog that I followed for years. And I thought to myself one day, I'd give anything to be a guest contributor on their blog. So I dug and I dug and I dug and I found, and just so happens they had, this was luck, honestly, this part was, they had an open call for contributors, and I applied and I got it, and it changed my blog exposure to a whole new level. And yes, it was luck that they were currently accepting contributors, but I had already had in my head that if they weren't accepting at that time, I was going to send an email and say, I would love to guest blog post for you. I would love to do a guest blog post for you sometime. Is there anything that I could do for you on a topic that you'd like some inspiration on, or anything like that? Or maybe when the next one comes open, do you know when that would be? And just be very polite. Don't be pushy, but maybe just ask if there is a certain time that would be better for them, that they'd be looking for someone. And if it's not at this time, say, well, I'm going to keep that on my radar. And in the meantime, if there's anything else I can do for you, I would be honored. You know, just something like that. So you can go look for it on their blog to see if you can see anything. You can post on their Facebook wall, which I don't really like that as much. I don't like that along with the messaging on social media. You may like messaging. I just don't. That's my personal preference. But you know what? If you're not getting an answer through email, or, you know, maybe you need to try some of those routes. Now, that aside, if you've reached out to all the bloggers that you love to follow and none of them are accepting guest posts at this time, maybe it's time to take it to a Facebook group. And there are Facebook groups galore of bloggers. And if you can find some and join some, it may be a great idea to post in those groups, hey, I'm looking to guest post for some bloggers in the lifestyle, recipe, fashion, photography, whatever field that you blog in. And people can comment, oh, I'm looking for a guest blogger for my blog X, or I'm looking for this. And you can build those relationships and find blogs that you maybe have never even heard of that you can guest post for. Now, something huge about guest posts. I blogged as a guest poster on other blogs for probably a couple of years for free. And the reason I did that, because the return on investment for that can be incredible. So yes, they may not be paying you to write for them, but the exposure that you can get from their social media platforms, the Google and SEO juice that you can get from having another blog linked to you can be dynamite. So don't just toss it out if you're looking for a couple bucks to make because you want to be a guest poster on a site. Take that into consideration. It changed my page views dramatically, just posting for free somewhere else. So consider that. And again, you know, don't just guest post, or not again, I haven't mentioned this yet, but don't just guest post on another blog just to try to get something. Make sure it's something that rings true to you. It's something that you're passionate about, something that you feel like you can help others in. And because in anything in life, if you're just showing up just to get something in return, you're probably not going to get anything in return. Build those true connections, build those relationships, give before you decide to take. And you know, there's something that's so rewarding about supporting and encouraging and helping other bloggers and other people out there. Even if you don't get what you're hoping you'll get in return one day, you still get something out of it. You build that relationship, and that's been shown to me over and over again. There's been many bloggers that I support and share their stuff and encourage, not to get anything out of. I just do it because I really truly love their stuff and I'm excited about it for them. And I've seen stuff unfold from that. You know, it's people, they'll turn around and share my stuff just because I did and I didn't ask for anything in return. You know, it's amazing what can come from being a person that wants to love on others, share and support and encourage. So in blogging relationships and guest blogging, that's my best advice. I really encourage it. Don't let it intimidate you if you're an introvert, because that's the beauty of blogging. We get to hide behind our computers and support from afar. And those are my best ways, and that's my best advice for connecting and building relationships. So good luck. Today I challenge you to email another blogger that you've been following for some time and reach out if you've been supporting and showing engagement with them. If you haven't yet, go ahead and support and give that engagement first. Do that for a little while until it feels right and that you're ready to reach out and email and say, hey, I just want to let you know I so enjoy following you. I love watching you grow and I love the advice that you put out, and just thank you so much for being an inspiration to me. Oh, I can just get all goosebumpy thinking about that now. So good luck, build those blog relationships, and I'll see you next time. Bye.